The average price of a used car today is a jaw-dropping $28,400. That's the cost of a small home renovation, a down payment on real estate, or, for the unlucky ones, a one-way ticket to financial regret. Because right now, car lots across the country are filled with shiny, too good to be true deals. Vehicles that look flawless on the outside, but are quietly waiting to drain your wallet dry. They're the kind of cars that whisper, "Trust me," on the test drive, then laugh in your face 6 months later when the transmission fails, the check engine light won't turn off, and the mechanic starts knowing you by name. These aren't just unreliable cars. They're wallet destroyers dressed in fresh paint and fake promises. Some hide dangerous engineering flaws, others were built with tech so outdated it feels prehistoric. And the worst part? Many of these cars are still on the road today, sold as certified pre-owned bargains. But here's the truth nobody tells you. A low sticker price doesn't always mean a smart buy. Sometimes it's a trap, a money pit disguised as a deal. And the final car on this list? It's one of the most deceptively popular SUVs on the market, the kind dealerships swear is a steal. But when you learn what really happens after you buy it, you'll realize who's getting robbed, and it's not the dealer. Let's start with a truck that promises muscle and ends with mayhem. At first glance, the Nissan Frontier looks like the no-nonsense workhorse every driver dreams of. Boxy stance, rugged lines, and that built-for-anything attitude. But once the honeymoon phase ends, reality hits like a pothole at highway speed. Owners of the 2018 to 2021 Frontier describe it best. You never know what the front wheels are doing. The steering feels disconnected, the rear jumps mid-corner, and the ride bounces like it's auditioning for a rodeo. Inside, welcome to the past. The dashboard seems frozen in the early 2000s, and the tech features are practically non-existent. No Apple CarPlay, no Android Auto, just a lonely USB port that charges your phone slower than a solar panel on a cloudy day. And with fuel economy scraping 19 miles per gallon, this so-called tough truck guzzles cash faster than it hauls gear. Then there's the Jeep Wrangler, the off-road legend turned reliability joke. The third generation, from 2007 to 2018, gave us the infamous death wobble, a violent front-end shake that turns steering into survival. More than a dozen recalls, over 1,500 owner complaints, and federal investigations followed. That's not adventure. That's punishment on four wheels. Comfort? Forget it. The seats are stiff, the cabin cramped, and every bump feels personal. Both of these trucks sell a lifestyle, rugged, fearless, ready for anything. But behind the marketing, they're reminders that tough looks don't equal tough builds. And if you think only budget pickups fail to deliver, just wait until you see how the luxury brands manage to charge double, for twice the trouble. Luxury cars are supposed to be a statement. Smooth power, refined design, and the peace of mind that comes with a premium badge. But sometimes that badge is the only thing holding the car together. Take the Jaguar F-Pace, a British beauty that walks into the room like it owns it, then collapses under its own ego. Models between 2016 and 2020 looked stunning on the surface, but under the hood, it's chaos. Electrical gremlins, transmission glitches, and oil leaks turn luxury into lunacy. Owners report steering wheels oozing glue in hot weather and infotainment systems freezing mid-drive. Imagine paying over $50,000 for a vehicle that throws tantrums like a toddler in traffic. Then there's the BMW X5, a machine that promises German precision but delivers German frustration. The 2020 and 2021 models were plagued with fuel leaks, camera failures, and electrical nightmares. Even the so-called safety features couldn't escape problems. The blind spots are massive, and the mirrors so small you start second-guessing your own eyesight. And let's not forget the king of broken promises, the Range Rover Sport. Sleek, powerful, a status symbol on wheels. But owning one is like dating someone who looks great in pictures and drains your bank account in person. Air suspension failures, leaky sunroofs, and electrical meltdowns turn this dream SUV into a luxury liability. Some repairs climb past $30,000, enough to buy another car outright. The irony? These are the cars meant to represent success, but in reality, they're rolling cautionary tales, proof that premium doesn't always mean quality. And if you think average buyers are safe because they're not chasing luxury badges, think again. The next group of cars look ordinary, but their problems are extraordinary. Not every money pit wears a luxury badge. Some of the worst offenders look like safe, everyday choices. The kind of cars you'd buy for your kid, your commute, or your peace of mind. But beneath those family-friendly exteriors lies a world of mechanical chaos. Take the Volkswagen Jetta. German engineering, right? Reliable, precise, built to last, not this time. The 2019 Jetta earned a 1 out of 5 reliability score from Consumer Reports, dead last among compact cars. Owners complained of transmissions that grind, windows that jam, and trim panels that rattle like an old toolbox. Dealerships often called the noise normal. Translation? Get ready to pay later. Then there's the Nissan Rogue, a compact SUV that managed to disappoint 500,000 drivers. Its CVT transmission is so delicate that one missed fluid change can destroy it, leaving owners with a repair bill between $3,500 and $8,000. Add in blown head gaskets, electrical malfunctions, and a cabin that feels more rental car than reliable ride, and you've got a vehicle that earns its name for all the wrong reasons. And let's not forget the Buick Encore, a small SUV that proves size isn't safety. It looks sleek and city-friendly, but under the hood lurk engine stalls, brake failures, and airbag issues. Even the newer models can't escape constant recalls, weak turbo performance, and aging tech that feels a decade behind. It's comfort without confidence. A trap for buyers who think American luxury still means something. These cars prove that bad engineering doesn't discriminate by price. Whether you're spending $20,000 or $50,000, the wrong model can empty your wallet just the same. But if you think these disasters are bad, wait till you see what happens when automakers tried to reinvent the future and ended up setting it on fire. For years, automakers promised that hybrids and EVs were the future, cleaner, smarter, and cheaper to maintain. But when rush technology meets corporate overconfidence, that future starts breaking down fast. Let's start with the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid. On paper, it looked brilliant. A family minivan that combined electric efficiency with gas backup power. In reality, it turned into a rolling experiment gone wrong. The 2017 and 2018 models racked up hundreds of complaints and a stack of recalls taller than the vehicle itself. Faulty batteries, powertrain failures, and electrical malfunctions plagued owners, who were left stranded, or worse, staring at a smoking hood. Chrysler even had to issue recalls for potential battery fires, turning what was supposed to be eco-friendly into eco-frightening. When the car meant for road trips becomes a fire hazard, something went horribly wrong. Then came the Rivian R1T, the electric truck that was supposed to take on Tesla and rewrite the rules of pickup performance. It looked incredible. Futuristic design, jaw-dropping acceleration, and off-road power. But early owners quickly learned that cutting edge doesn't always mean road ready. Repair bills soared after even minor accidents. One driver's fender bender led to a $40,000 repair bill. That's not innovation, that's insanity. Add in production delays, panel gaps, and electrical hiccups, and the dream of owning a next-gen truck starts to feel like a very expensive beta test. Both of these vehicles share the same lesson. Complex tech equals complex problems. Hybrids and EVs might be the future, But when the software fails or the battery dies, there's no quick fix. You're stuck waiting on parts, service appointments, and an invoice that hurts to open. And if you thought electric and hybrid cars were unpredictable, wait until you meet the next category: small, fun cars that brake faster than they accelerate. They look cute, zippy, and affordable. The kind of cars you'd expect to sip fuel and run forever. But some compact cars prove that small size doesn't always mean small problems. In fact, these tiny troublemakers pack some of the biggest regrets in the automotive world. Let's start with the Mini Cooper, a car that oozes personality but bleeds reliability. It's the fun, cheeky city car everyone loves, until it breaks down for the third time in 6 months. The 2012 model year became infamous for transmission failures, timing chain rattles, and repair costs that averaged nearly $850 a year. That's more than a mid-size SUV. And the worst part? These problems aren't rare. Mini owners report nearly double the number of surprise shop visits compared to other compact cars. The charm fades fast when your mechanic knows you by first name. Then there's the Mitsubishi Mirage, a budget hatchback so stripped down it feels unfinished. The 2018 model suffered from misaligned doors, electrical system failures, and even faulty brakes. Safety, barely passable. Performance, almost non-existent. The 3-cylinder engine struggles to climb hills, and the ride feels like piloting a lawnmower on stilts. It's one of the cheapest cars to buy, and one of the easiest to regret. Finally, the Fiat 500L, the car that was supposed to bring European flair to American streets. Instead, it brought constant headaches. Engine stalling, failing transmissions, and endless recalls turned it into one of the most complained about cars of the decade. Some owners lost half the car's value in just 3 years. Fiat pulled the plug in 2021, quietly ending one of the most forgettable flops in modern history. These compact cars might look playful, but owning one feels more like punishment than fun. They're proof that saving money up front can cost you more in the long run. And if you think the little guys have problems, wait until you see what happens when the big American machines, the ones built to tow, haul, and dominate, start breaking down. That's when things get really expensive. America loves its big vehicles, the trucks and SUVs that look unstoppable, built to tow, haul, and conquer. But behind that mountain of horsepower often hides a mountain of repair bills. These giants promise strength, yet deliver stress. Take the GMC Sierra 1500. On paper, it's a full-size workhorse. In reality, it's a masterclass in mechanical disappointment. The 2014 to 2019 models are notorious for transmission slips, steering failures, and glitchy electronics that light up the dash like a Christmas tree. Then came the recall storm. From brake system defects that could double your stopping distance, to engine block heaters that risked catching fire. The fuel economy? A dismal 17 miles per gallon. That's not hauling, that's hemorrhaging cash. Between repairs, insurance, and gas, owning a Sierra feels less like driving and more like sponsoring an expensive hobby you never signed up for. And then there's the Dodge Durango, the SUV that looks like a muscle car with extra seats and drinks fuel like it's free. Sure, it can tow nearly 8,700 pounds, but it also guzzles every dollar you make. At 15 miles per gallon, gas stops become part of your daily routine. Under the hood, engine failures and cracked exhaust manifolds are common enough to make you flinch every time you hear a rattle. Fixing those issues? Around $7,500 for the engine and $1,600 for the manifold, if you're lucky. Inside, it pretends to be luxury, but feels like a rental. Hard plastics, outdated design, and a safety record that can't justify the size. Both of these American beasts prove one thing: power without reliability is just a trap with chrome wheels. You might win a few stoplight races, but long-term, these vehicles lose the only race that matters, the one against your bank account. And just when you think the list couldn't get any worse, it's time for the final betrayal. The one SUV that fooled the experts, the critics, and even loyal fans. The car that looks rich, drives smooth, and secretly destroys everyone who owns it. At first glance, the Land Rover Discovery looks like success on wheels. Bold stance, premium leather, and that unmistakable badge that screams sophistication. It's the kind of SUV that turns heads in a parking lot and makes you feel like you've made it. But what most owners actually make is a huge mistake. Between 2017 and 2020, the Discovery became a masterclass in disappointment. Beneath its polished luxury hides a maze of fragile components. Sensors that fail, electronics that glitch, and air suspension systems that give up without warning. Owners report constant visits to the repair shop, with bills so steep they feel more like ransom notes than invoices. A major survey of nearly 25,000 car owners ranked the Discovery as one of the most unreliable used cars in the world. J.D. Power echoed that with dismal reliability scores, while Kelley Blue Book warns of sky-high ownership costs that make resale nearly impossible. These SUVs age like milk, fast, sour, and expensive to replace. The biggest betrayal? Land Rover built its reputation on adventure, but owning one feels more like survival. Suspension problems, leaking sunroofs, drivetrain failures, you name it, the Discovery has done it. It's less explorer of the unknown and more frequent flyer at your local mechanic. Luxury means nothing when you see your service advisor more often than your friends. So here's the truth. Buying used doesn't have to mean buying trouble. But if a deal looks too good to be true, especially with a badge that promises prestige, walk away. These disasters prove that looks can deceive, badges can lie, and certified pre-owned can still mean pre-owned pain. Think this list was bad? The next one will make you rethink every car brand you trust. Watch. 11 worst car brands you'll regret buying in 2025. Because the next wave of so-called upgrades might just be the industry's biggest trap yet.